Can you explain a bit more about your own circumstances, Dave? So, how far along the road to fire are you?
You got me there. We were actually financially independent as of about 2 years ago. So, my journey started when I was about probably 19, I'd say, at work, just in a factory job. And I looked around me and I noticed that nobody really seemed all that happy to be at work. And I kind of talked to a few guys and asked them, how long you've been here, and they've all been here a long time. And I kind of questioned, like, why do they do this? Why do we live like this? And they basically just accepted that that's what we have to do to pay the bills, to pay the mortgage, to pay the car loan. And I just remember looking around one day and just thinking, there has to be another way. This is not good. I can't do this forever. There has to be something else. So I started looking into how I was going to kind of escape that kind of life, because if I just copy what they do, I'm just going to end up with the same result as they got. So I started Googling stuff and come up with building wealth through either growing a business or investing in property and shares. So we ended up investing in quite a decent sized property portfolio because we're in Australia, so that's kind of our religion here. So that's what we did, and the share market seemed kind of unreliable because it goes up and down. But anyway, we did that for quite a few years, and then later down the journey we started investing in shares as well, because I think we maxed out our borrowing capacity. We couldn't buy any more properties. So we thought, well, we still have savings every month, what are we going to do with it? So that's when shares sort of came onto the radar. I started looking into it, and the only thing that really made sense to me was investing for dividends, because the share prices seemed a bit crazy to me. So investing for dividends which grow over time, and that can be your income stream to live on. So after we started doing that for a year or so, we started getting these dividend payments coming in. A light bulb kind of went off on my head that if we had all our savings in shares rather than property, we could actually retire pretty much straight away, because even though we had put all our savings into property and there was equity in there because they'd grown a bit in value, the cash flow was just terrible. Like, there's so many bills and the yields are low, and it's just, there's mortgages and the cash flow is crap. So
maintenance too.
Maintenance, strata fees, like it never ends, So that was kind of the light bulb moment. So we actually decided, well, do we want to keep these properties, or do we want to actually, if we decide to sell and buy shares instead, then we can actually quit our jobs and actually be financially independent. So we decided to bite the bullet and start selling down our properties. So we've sold a couple so far. We quit our jobs. We use some of the money to live on, some to kind of fund the other properties that we still have, and the rest to keep building our share portfolio so that the dividend income keeps growing. And so we're a few years into that journey so far. So after about 10 years, the ultimate plan is that we'll have no properties left, and we'll just have a big share portfolio, and the income pays for all of our expenses.
Not much in super.
Super's like six figures, but it's just a backup plan for later, so it's not.
So I think age gives a lot of context to where people put money in, as well as strategy and what people are comfortable with. So thanks for sharing.